Welcome. This is RiaTalk for real people, where we're always keeping it real about real life. And here's your host, Maria.
Hello, and welcome to Real Talk for real people. You ready to get real? Let's talk.
Okay. Let's get into it. What are we talking about tonight?
Well, you brought it to my attention, and I think it's a good thing to talk about, to be informative, to tell the audience this new urban term called fluid. And I'm going to tell you, this is a title. I have titled this Fluid of Bood. I'm going to let you talk about it. What is fluid?
Okay, so it's actually a phrase. Fluid is not just the word.
It's a phrase. A phrase is more than one word, isn't
correct.
it?
So it's called getting fluid out.
Could you speak a little louder for me?
I said getting fluid out. That is the
getting
phrase.
fluid out. Okay,
Yeah.
got you. Fluid out.
Yeah, I've never heard
I'm still
someone
gonna
just use
call it
fluid.
fluid or bood.
Okay.
I'm still gonna call the subject fluid or bood. You can be fluid out or you can be booed out. Yo, boo. Go ahead.
So yeah, no one usually uses the term just fluid by itself. But getting fluid out or what is being fluid out. So the term was coined by City Girls. It's a rap group and it's a girl rap group called City Girls, and they're based in Miami. And they were talking about the culture surrounding getting flown out by girls getting flown out by very rich men, professional athletes, or celebrities. And they were just talking about that culture, and they were actually making
a video. Is that like having a sugar daddy?
Kind of, yes. And no, because a sugar daddy implies that he's a sugar daddy for more than just one type of outing. So like he's funding more than just one type of exchange, right? Like one type of event. Getting flued out you can get flued out for a weekend, but that can be just like a one-time thing.
Oh, okay.
So sugar daddy is like implies that there's multiple
an
ongoing, yeah, kind of
transaction.
gift. Yeah.
Ongoing transaction.
Well, I mean, I guess the sugar babies would beg to differ if it's a transaction, maybe an experience. So anyways,
no,
back to
be fluid. People, one thing we know for sure, hold your thought. One thing I know for sure, most people, especially men, if you're going to be flued out by a man, he is expecting something from you. There has to be an exchange.
Okay, so I thought you were asking about sugar daddies and being flued out.
I was saying flued out is very similar. It's transactional.
Being
from
flued
my
out,
way of looking at it.
So being flued out and being like a sugar baby or whatever, being flued out is a singular one-time event, whereas being a sugar baby is kind of like an ongoing kind of thing. And that's the understanding. Also, there's a little bit of a gray area with being flued out. Same thing, kind of like with sugar babies, the expectation of sex. That's not that can be an expectation, but it doesn't always necessarily end in that. And some people say that that's what it is. You know what it is when you sign up for it. And some people are saying, well, no, you're paying for, the girl is usually saying you are having me flued out because you want my company and having the time to spend with me. So it doesn't necessarily have to end in sex. But I would say I would ponder and make the conclusion that yes, that this little fluid out experience will be ending in some kind of sexual interaction. Interaction. And then also being flued out is just not just a plane ride, and it's not just getting a ticket. Flued out is an experience. So usually when a man flies a woman out, she's going to be in first class, business class, the bare minimum economy plus, but it's usually going to be first class or business class. There's a car to pick her up from the airport, and then
she can be flown in business class or first class.
She either or. But if you have to do the minimum to fly a girl out, to get flued out,
could you repeat those? those things that comes with being flued out?
So being flued out is an experience. It's not just paying for a plane ticket. So it's the whole shebang. It's like your airfare and your lodging. So usually you get flown in first class or business class, maybe bare minimum. Like if you're trying to be like on a budget, which I don't know why you would do that, but if you were trying to be on a budget, she don't fly economy. It's economy plus and up. And then there's a car, usually car services coming to pick the girl up from the airport and take her to a hotel, which is usually a 3 to 4 star hotel. Yeah.
How about a
Eh,
5 star? They've never been five
oh,
stars.
maybe 5 star hotel.
I wouldn't say 3 because I don't call that flued out. I
Okay.
would say 4 to 5.
So 4 to 5 star hotel, and also all her like accommodations as far as sometimes being flued out entails a shopping trip, could entail all her restaurant and eating is paid for and covered for
All of her
by
dining.
all her dining expenses are paid for
Oh,
by the gentleman that flued her out. So it's an experience. It's not just paying for it's not just for paying for a girl's airfare. And you bet not put her in economy.
is that right? That's the way it goes. Well, I have a few things to talk about regarding this. Even though you said it's not like a sugar daddy and she's the sugar baby. But I beg to differ. I said it's based on transaction. Even if you want that company, that's a transaction. It's not based on love. Okay, I said flued out or booed out. Relationship often emerge as a point of discussion. Fluid relationship are characterized by transactional nature, commonly seen in sugar daddy relationship. In stark contrast to being booed out, having somebody that you love and you have shared values is different. But like you said, oh, it's not transactional. Yes, it is. You have first class, business class. See, those are transactions. I hadn't heard nothing about no love or
I didn't say you had to be in love.
feeling, lodging, dining, shopping, car service. All that is transactional. I'm giving my opinion to me. And I was just thinking, girls, don't get excited and feel like, oh, I want to be flued out. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Just know, don't be naive to think, oh, he just wants my company. I've seen this in men a lot, and I don't know why, but I've been surprised how manipulative and conniving a man can be when they want something. Like a man can say, oh, you tell him he wants to talk to you, he wants to maybe have a friendship with you, and you said, no, I'm in a relationship. I'm in a committed relationship, serious relationship. He said, well, could we be friends? He has no intentions of being your friend. He wants to wait patiently because we know ultimately he may be attracted to you on many levels, but the main attraction is the sex. Let's just talk about it. Could we be real on Real Talk? Mm-hmm. This is real talk. Okay. So you are really being very similar to a sugar baby for a sugar daddy. So I'm going to give you some quotes here because I like quotes. It's easy for people to remember quotes.
But I just want people to be I just want people to be very clear that being flued out is like just one singular experience. And being a sugar
starts
baby.
That way. It can start that way, but I see it. I'm just still going to go ahead with my proposition. Your position is flued out is one time. It's a one-time thing.
Yes.
Am I right? What you're
yes.
saying? Mm-hmm. I'm saying it's very akin to sugar daddy, sugar baby relationship. Okay, maybe it's not long term, but the transactional nature of it is very, very similar.
And the man doesn't have to be older.
No, okay, you don't have to be older, but you taking care of her, you still her sugar daddy. Yeah, I know most of the time we're talking about older men, but who has the money? It's rare when a man your own age has money Because when you're young, you struggle and you growing in your career. Unless you were born rich, you don't have no money.
That's why I
You
said it's
grow
usually like a
close
professional
to.
athlete, like a professional athlete or a celebrity. They could be
Okay,
your same age.
yeah, and he's gonna want a young woman that's still rarely gonna want his age. And sugar, let me just talk about sugar daddy so people can get what I'm trying to say. I hear what I don't see what you say, I hear what you're saying. Sugar dating is less about romance and more about mutual benefit. You get the privilege of my company. And clarity of terms. The quote encapsulates the essence of flued out relationship, highlighting the pragmatic and often business-like nature of such relationship. Being, I'm gonna need a car service, I'm gonna need shopping, dining, business to first class. It's an experience, as you said. I think the primary motivation behind flued out relationship is often based is financial.
Yes, I would agree.
The relationship can offer short-term benefit, but you don't you I don't know enough about it, but I think it can go into something more long-term. If he really likes you, he's gonna flew you out more than once. You're gonna be
Correct.
flued out several times.
Mm-hmm.
And this second quote is, while sugar arrangements can provide financial stability, they often lack the emotional intimacy of being booed out, having a real relationship with a real person that have shared value, and it's not a transactional thing. That person doesn't have to provide car service, lodging, dining, necessarily shopping, or a first class ticket. Because most of the time they're in close proximity to you also. Like I said, in contrast to being booed out, when you, I would say to my listener, it's much better to be booed out than to be flued out. Because when you're in booed relationship, they're built on a foundation of love, mutual respect, and shared values. These relationships prioritize emotional connection. Like I said, they're usually in close proximity to you. Personal growth and a long-term commitment where it flew out, like you say, it can just be a one-time experience.
Correct.
Partners in boo relationship typically invest in each other's well-being, supporting one another through life's challenges and triumph. Here's a third quote. A genuine relationship is not defined by what you can get from each other, but how you support and uplift another. This is author, his name is Taylor. Anyway, the perspective highlight the intrinsic value of emotional support and shared goals in boo out relationships. I'm saying all of this because I don't want people to get fascinated. I don't want women to get fascinated by this flued out. Oh, it's so fabulous. Believe me, for every positive, there's a negative. Especially he that has the power, he that has the goal is money, makes the rules. What if you don't agree with his rules once you get there?
Correct. And that's been a problem because some people have different thoughts. Some girls get flued out and they have that mindset that you are paying for my company, and that does not entitle you to sex. While the man thinks, no, I flew you out here and that's coming with it. And it has left many a women in cities stranded because that to the man, that particular man, it has terminated the contract, so to speak.
Yeah, she flew out, but she didn't flew. She wasn't flown back home.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
this
Because
is why I would really encourage girls not to do that. Women, young women, don't do that. You don't need to be flued out. You need to be booed out.
well, I
You
think
need to be. I'm sorry.
I was saying, I think the culture surrounding this and why this came to rise is because you see a lot of this, a lot of the Instagram. This is not just for any kind of girl. This is for like the top tier kind of girls, Instagram girls, your models, your video girls. But the thing is that it came about this culture because of Instagram, obviously, and social media. You're seeing these girls because they're posting their experience. But then also, I think there's kind of been a disappointment in relationships. A lot of girls feel disappointed in relationships because they get all of the struggle. It feels like now a lot of girls have expressed they get all of the struggle and none of the glory or benefit of being in a relationship. I'm in the struggle, but I'm not seeing any of the like the fun stuff really. I get the struggle, I get the headache, and I'm in it because I love you and everything like that. But then I see these girls that are not in non-committed relationships and they seem to be having fun, they seem to be living more life, and they don't get that
Let me tell
struggle.
you, these women may be fifth. They may see. It's just like they say. Everything on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It's just a snapshot. It's not really real. It's just one moment when a person played a part. It's not real, people. That's not the rest of the story. And the rest of the story, everybody can be disappointed, disillusioned in your relationship. That's why you have to work on being booed out instead of flued out. The distinction between flued and booed relationship lies in the core motivation and dynamics. Flued out relationship, though pragmatic and exciting and fun that it appears on the surface and mutually benefit on the short term, are often they lack emotional depth, and women can even be traumatized by it. Like you said, they're stranded, and enduring relationship like being in booed out relationship. In contrast, that person care about your well-being. And they thrive on love and mutual respect, shared values, often a more fulfilling and lasting partnership. Understanding these differences can help you young women navigate booed out versus flued out. Booed out is romantic. It's looking towards the long term with greater clarity and intentions. I'm going to say it, and this is my closing. Don't try to be flued out. Try to be booed out.
Okay, that's it for RiaTalk. Please leave your comments, compliments below or on our Instagram account at RiaTalk. We want you to join the conversation. Get into it, guys. Please let us know what you think about being flued out or being booed out. We're growing, guys. You can find this podcast on all podcast platforms. Just search for RiaTalk. Also, remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share RiaTalk, and we will see you next week.